Hello YouTube, we're going to be watching a video today from Big Tug called Why Trading Cards Kinda Suck. So let's get into it.
Head to extratug.com right now where you can see me absolutely completely naked. Well, that's not true. Chris, zoom out loud. No, I'm not completely naked. But it's an exclusive video content on extratug.com if you want to check that out. It does get a little raunchy at least. Trading cards. The most expensive cardboard one could ever own. They're the original mystery loot box, and I hate them so much. I hate them because I love them. I've bought so many Magic the Gathering packs because I love gambling and little critters. There's a reason I didn't start buying them.
I got into Magic the Gathering when I was younger. Loved it, bought tons of the cards. Even bought them after I was married and kept them for a long time and ended up selling a lot of the full boxes I'd bought that I had kept sealed in factory sealed up and sold them for a good amount of money about 12 years ago now. So very familiar with Magic the Gathering, played it a lot when I was younger too. Love the game. Very simple at its base, but it becomes so very complicated with all of the different cards that get added to the sets over the years, because they each add different unique effects, and there's different spells, instant cast spells, you know, there's all sorts of stuff that make it extremely complicated game to play. But so much fun.
These things until my adulthood, though. It's a stupid, expensive, dumb, stupid thing to like, and you can never be done buying them. But at the end of the day, I don't care, baby. I love to gamble, and I think they're interesting. I would love to run through the history of, like, just trading cards in general. So I'm gonna do that. I can do whatever I want on this channel. You guys don't care, do you? I hope you don't. This is gonna be more of like a chronological rant, but then I'm gonna yell about the people who enjoy this hobby because they suck, and they ruin things, and they make things terrible. So without further ado, the trading card...
Let's see what he has to say.
The trading card chronology. I got there. So you might think that sports cards are the OG trading cards, but you would be wrong.
No,
you want to know where trading cards actually got their start? It's the early 1900s, so it's gonna be cigarettes. Cigarette cards were a thing that these companies did back in the 1800s. Oh, I guess further back than the 1900s, to advertise their crap and stiffen up packaging. They featured all different types of art pieces, and apparently the lithographs made them really pretty. I don't know what that is, but they said it on Wikipedia. So people would go around and collect them by buying the cigarettes that doctors swore were super great for them at the time. So when it comes to the addictive art of the trading card world, just know that it started there too. It's cigarettes. Thank you, Big Tobacco. You've done so much for this country. I will go buy a pack of American Spirits after this taping.
Natural American
These things started showing up in the 1860s. But then, baseball cards showed up. So there was an immediate jump to that kind of thing. They first started showing up around the 1860s, and they were just advertising cards for anything at all that had pictures of baseball players on them. By the end of the 1880s, they were a huge part of cigarette cards, cementing their popularity forever. So it did start as a cigarette card, but it was an advertisement for baseball, so they were putting baseball cards in cigarettes. So the original pack openings, oh my god, is that where we get the term pack? Whoa, okay. It took a solid 30 years before these things even started being printed with statistics instead of advertisements. But like I said, originally it was advertisements. It took like 30 years to put like statistics on those things. Originally it was just all ads. And another 10 years before they were included in a pack of gum because children. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think children were smoking a lot of cigarettes back then. Maybe one or two after their day shift, but I don't think they were big into cigs. But they didn't really take full form until the 1950s when Topps got heavy into them, following a big old boom in card popularity after World War II. Because during the war, there was like no production of baseball cards. They were more focused on building the bombs than, you know, putting my boy Mickey Mantle on a piece of plastic. But because there was no production of cards, people were going wild for them. They're like, what happened to my old Siggy art cards? That's right. The two things you have to thank for trading cards are cigarettes, Hitler, pretty much. Weird. I don't know. I don't want to say that, but that's true. But Topps is credited with creating the first set of traditional baseball cards around this time, using autographs, statistics, bios, and full-color photographs. And personally, as someone who collects Magic the Gathering cards, I don't understand baseball cards because you're just collecting them to collect them. You can't even play with them. And I understand people do that with, like, Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon, but at the end of the day, like, there should be a game you can play, right? When I was a kid, I thought baseball cards were like, you'd put down, I don't know, a big poppy card and you check the
This is a millennial's mindset, honestly. Like, having to be able to do something with this, it just can't simply exist and be valuable. That doesn't equate. If you can't fiddle with it, play with it, use it like a phone, tablet, play, you know, Magic the Gathering cards. If it doesn't have a purpose like that, it just can't exist for them. It seems like there has to be something that stimulates their mind to either use it or something. That's my theory.
stats and someone else would put down a card and that stat would win and you take that person's card. No, they're just cool to look at, which is stupid. And also, I just think it's crazy that people are still doing this. I understand collecting a baseball card in 1967 was probably really neat, but nowadays, we got streaming. Just go watch Rick and Morty. I don't know.
People collect sports cards for 3 different reasons. One, they either collect it for the player, the individual player, or a team, maybe, or strictly for value. Strictly for value as an investment. That's it. The only reason people collect cards. And usually the first 2 in that group collect it less for value and more just for the player, and or maybe collecting all the cards from a team. That's why a lot of people do it now. But most people do it for that 3rd reason, value.
No, I always see these things at boxes at the end shelf of Targets, and I'm like, who the f is picking those up? Although, you know, once again, it's gambling. It's a scratch ticket because you get a piece of someone's jersey that murdered somebody, and all of a sudden it's worth money. Moving on. But first,
no, moving on.
An ad. Hair. You have it, I have it, some people don't have it. We're not talking about them today. Statistically, you got a whole bunch of fuzz up on that noggin, and statistically, you aren't treating it right. Don't you want improved hair texture,
but not
a balanced scalp, and overall healthier hair over time? Well, might I suggest using today's sponsor, Kitsch. Kitsch not only makes excellent hair care products at affordable prices, but it's also a self-financed, female-owned global accessory brand built on positivity. All of those words gotta make you feel happy for at least a second. Their products, like my favorite, the bar shampoo, makes so much sense once you see it in action.
That's kind of cool. It's
formulated with rice water to help repair damaged follicles and to prevent split ends. And you're also saving a lot of plastic by using their shampoo and conditioner bars, and that's important because the earth is dying. And even if that wasn't enough to sell you, my beautiful hair should be enough. I didn't use it yet, but here's I did it after, so you can see, look how beautiful I am. Look at all that volume. Look at all that shine.
That is shiny. That looks really good. Really good. Looking good, Tug. That looks really good.
For this, I was using dude hair products, which is not good, bad. So if you're interested, use code BIGTUG for 25% off site-wide, which auto-applies at checkout when you use my link. I suggest grabbing the shampoo-conditioner combo, which is less than $25 using my code, and they ship in the US and internationally to over 90 countries. Kitsch, saving hair, money, plastic, time, and hair. I don't remember if I said hair yet, so I'm kind of panicking now. Went on to become one of the biggest hitters in the trading card game. They put out a bunch of random crap to see if they could make more than just sports stuff mint cash for them. A bunch of random stuff, and I'm just gonna speed run through these because Topps went crazy for a little bit. You got space cards in 1958 because of the space race. These are dope. I would buy these. I wish they were still around. They had something called wacky packages in 1967. These were like wacky, fun, silly stickers that were parodies of bigger brands at the time, which is also cool. You should be able to give kids like little
The other ones I collected when I was really young were Garbage Pail Kids. Loved those because they were always hilarious. Love those cards. These are in the same kind of genre where they're funny, make fun of type of cards. I would love to have cards like this now that you could collect. These are funny.
Like, you know, Garbage Pail Kids. Those should come back. But they had like 1960 humor, so it wasn't great.
I
love
they had
those. One that was Wheaties, but instead it said Weekies.
Weekies.
Our grandparents weren't funny. They also did Star Wars cards in 1977, which are not my bag of tea, or however you say it. I don't like Star Wars.
I bet they're worth a lot of money.
I don't give a but they're now doing Star Wars cards again. There's a new trading card game with Star Wars, so everything comes back around. And then the last one I give a about is the Garbage Pail Kids in 1985. Talked about them earlier. These are my favorite things on earth. Oh my god, I used to love collecting these when I was a little kid. They are so cool and interesting and fun. These were a parody of Garbage Pail Kids, but all of them had like a weird
Garbage Patch Kids,
and some of them had like scratch and sniff that smelled like garbage. They were just for the edgy kids, and I loved it.
I loved them too so much.
Cards have in common is that they were completely useless, just pretty junk to trade, you know. And that being said, the gamification of trading cards was coming sooner rather than later. And that's when we get to the thing that made me make this video, Magic the Gathering. I just got into it this year, which is such a dumb time to get into Magic the Gathering.
Incredibly dumb.
Why am I doing this? It was like,
that's why I haven't gotten back into it.
I have nothing to lose. One glorious nerd named Richard Channing Garfield invented this amazingly terrible game. And you're thinking, Garfield, Tucker, isn't that the cat? And you think, again, no, that cat was named after President Garfield, who is a relative of this Garfield. Also, Also in the family is the guy who invented the paperclip. The Garfields have been working behind the scenes for years. Richard was farting around in Portland in the 1980s, doing board game stuff with his buddies from no other than Wizards of the Coast. You guys know Wizards of the Coast, right? The ones who own D&D and Magic the Gathering and are notable over-monetizing douchebags and really ruin things for other people, but they made two of the biggest IPs of nerd ever, so you kind of got to deal with them. Well, I guess those fellas pushed Richard to come up with his own card game, and he did exactly that while going through graduate school for computer programming. Which begs the question, how easy is graduate school if you can come up with a best-selling trading card, the first ever trading card game, at the same time as getting your degree? You know, graduate school is for idiots. Don't do it. And it's not like this was light work. Do you understand how complex Magic the Gathering is? There are so many layers to it that they have a whole certification process you have to go through if you want to be a judge at tournaments. And looking over it, it's probably harder than the bar exam. There's like 20,000 Magic the Gathering cards. Chris, put up the number of actual cards, individual cards that are out there. It's like 11.
Almost 91,000 cards.
1,000 or something, and you have to know what each one of those does and how they interact with other cards. It's
crazy.
There's this whole thing called the stack that tells you when things happen, and you have to factor in things like double strikes and death touches, and it's monstrously complicated. It didn't start that way. The alpha version of the game was pretty simple, a little OP, and kind of didn't really understand what it was doing, but he still did it during graduate school, so I'll cut him some slack. It came out in 1993 and basically immediately sold out, and it never stopped being sold out again. And primarily the reason why I hate Magic the Gathering is because I want to keep talking about it because I find it so interesting, but I made a structure for this video. Now I got to talk about Pokemon cards instead. Pokemon cards are stupid. It was originally called Pocket Monsters because it was a video game first that fit in your pocket. Two guys from Japan named Satoshi Tajiri and Ken Sugimori came up with the idea and pitched it to Nintendo in 1990. But it wasn't released as a game until 1996 for the Game Boy, and it should have stayed there. The games are infinitely better than the card game. Getting a shiny in Pokemon feels like a special event. Getting a shiny in a Pokemon pack makes you Google how much this is worth, and then you find out it's worth
I've never played Digimon. I've never played Pokemon. I've never played any of those card games. I only ever played Magic the Gathering as a trading card game.
nickel and then you want to die. And Pokemon players are way more serious than Magic the Gathering players in a different way. One, there's a lot of you can't sit with us energy at Pokemon players tables, I've noticed. I don't know if that's, I'm just maybe just socially anxious. But two, Magic the Gathering players are dorky, but they want you to play. And Pokemon players are either
Magic the Gathering players remind me of another very inclusive, very welcoming community from what I have seen. And I actually want to start to get into it too, in the sense of learning about the lore, the history, the world, the universe of this other group. I've seen a lot of interactions with it, and they're always very welcoming, they're just like these Magic the Gathering people that Tug is talking about. They want people to experience their universe of what they love so much, and that's the Warhammer 40,000 universe and fandom as well. They're very nice, very welcoming, want to share what they love, and that they have in a lot of cases spent a lot of time learning about, playing, invested into, and that's something I'm looking at getting into, at least on the surface of learning about it, maybe watching videos, etc. If you want to see that, let me know in the comments if you'd like to see me do that, because I know Bricky, along with some other really good creators, have done a lot of good videos about the universe of Warhammer 40,000. So yeah, from what I've seen and heard, they are very welcoming and inclusive as well. Like it sounds like the Magic the Gathering people are as well.
Scalpers that are just taking it and selling it to children, which is a whole different issue. They're scalping Magic the Gathering, but the
horrible.
Chris, put up a video of someone like raiding a Costco for all those losers with their ass cracks hanging out. Disgusting. But also, the gameplay of the Pokemon trading card, no one plays it because it's terrible.
No,
there's like 5 people on Earth who actually play that game.
Yeah.
Everyone else is just collecting it because it's worth money. You can quote me on that.
The other card game I never played was Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, sorry. Digimon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Pokemon, never played any of those as card games ever. I saw cartoons of all of them with my son, but I never played any of those.
Who are in the comments down below, you love that playing Pokemon trading card game? Let me know, and then go to trading card shop down the street and buy Magic the Gathering set. Buy a Commander deck, because it's way better than that Pokemon. Pokemon sucks. The card game sucks. Anyway, the first Pocket Monsters trading
Moving
card
on.
game came out in 1996, but only in Japan. They hit the US in 1999 through Wizards of the Coast. God forbid they don't get their hands in those. And then you got the animated series in 1997, and now everyone loves Pikachu. And now there's a big balloon of Pikachu at the Thanksgiving Day parade because of cigarettes and Hitler. It all goes back to cigarettes and Hitler and the Soviets. But we can't talk about Magic the Gathering and Pokemon without number 3, Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Came out in 1999 trying to copy the success of Pokemon. Yu-Gi-Oh! Was pretty cool for a hot minute, and the show was also cool adjacent. Well, it was kind of like the alt community, you know, it wasn't had the main appeal of Pokemon. Also, the cards are really dark and f***ed up. I don't know what that's all about. But Yu-Gi-Oh! Hasn't been cool for years. Yet there's like 5 guys in every card shop that swear by Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, I don't know how to fit this in organically, going back to how f***ed up these cards are. Have you ever seen the art for Zork Necro?
The hell is that? That is messed up.
Fades? Like, what is that? And also, the Blue Eyes White Dragon, there's like an all art of that. They gave it like thighs. That was
I love
weird.
how
But it
they
gave us
just
pot
showed
of
a little bit of
pot
that.
of greed beams, so I'm cool with
Okay,
that.
yeah.
But also,
Okay, pot of
Yu-Gi-Oh!
greed.
When it comes to like how the game is played, it is possible to win that game in one hand. Like, the other person doesn't get to play, and that's not an uncommon experience. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is not a well-balanced game, so I don't understand why people love it so much. Also, how you count the points.
That almost sounds like what I've heard about orcs in Warhammer 40,000. Like, if you get good rolls, you can almost steamroll someone. Not in one round, obviously, or one hand, but you can steamroll someone if you get really good rolls playing an orc army, from what I understand.
Like, it goes up to like 40,000 points or some shit. That. How about we just kill little monsters like you should in every trading card game? But now that Magic the Gathering and Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! Did their things, everyone's trying to get in on the trading card success. Magic the Gathering is doing their licensed bullshit with like Spider-Man, and there's SpongeBob and Monty Python magic cards. I don't know what's going on. Disney tossed out a trading card game called Lorcana, which is their attempt at making a Magic the Gathering. There's this new One Piece game that—
What? There is a One Piece game? Really? My son would love this game. It looks, oh my gosh, yes. This has got to be from Wizards of the Coast. This is exactly the same land or mana type that they use in Magic the Gathering.
that half of my Magic friends have moved over to. I think League of Legends has a trading card game. Like, everyone's just f***ing doing this because you can make a ton of money. The market is oversaturated, and I don't know what to do about that. I just play Magic. Actually, I went to a trading card store, and this guy was like, I got—
There's even VTuber cards too that came out from GamerSub. So yeah, lots of people are doing it.
the Final Fantasy cards if anyone's looking for them. And I was like, damn, he's got the pre-release that's not even out yet. How did he get that? And I bought them and I brought it home and I paid like $200 for this huge box and I opened it up and it was the Final Fantasy trading card game, not the Magic Final Fantasy collab. I've never been angrier in my life. If anyone needs these cards—
I don't think he would have got it for $200 if it was a pre-release and somehow the guy got it. But I can see definitely why he was mistaken.
or tell me if they're worth any money, because I'm just sitting on these Final Fantasy cards and they're terrible. But now that the history's all done, I get to talk about the crap that makes me want to scream. You've all ruined what tobacco and Hitler has done for all of us, and you should be ashamed. Number one, scalpers. I talked about them earlier. We're getting into it now. This is easily the worst part of this stupid hobby. Do you understand how hard it is to find cards now unless you know where to go? Every time I stop by the trading card aisle in Target to grab a few packs for and giggles, I leave empty-handed.
Scalpers are the bane of everything when they get involved in it, whether it's tickets to an event, whether it's trading cards, whether it's freaking video cards, whatever they see of value that they can buy ahead of time and then resell for much larger amounts on eBay or other sites, they're going to do it. And they are like the bane of everything that's good about, especially things like this, or even with video cards where people need the cards, but yet they buy them all out at the cheap price and then charge double. It's just shit.
Because assholes go in there, full-grown adults, and plop their asses down and learn when the f***ing stock boy restocks that shit and takes all of them, then resells them on eBay. It's f***ing embarrassing. People who do this are called rip and shippers, because that's what they do. They rip open packs, then ship them out for profit. Or maybe the rip is for rip-off, because these dork bags. Douche dork bags. It's gotten so bad that these retailers are discontinuing carrying these products because of the hassle. Pokemon just released a bunch of vending machines because they thought it would be good for the kids. And that went south immediately. You had f***ing full-grown adults lining up just f***ing putting dollar after dollar into these
I'm sure.
vending machines.
I'm positive. Yeah. Positive
so
they did
bad.
that.
And like, I live in Brooklyn, right? And there's a place called 20-Sided that sells cards, and they're so cool about that. Like, I can buy as many packs as I want, but I've seen it before. Like, someone will go in there and try and buy as much as possible, and they're like, no, we can tell you no. Like, f you. You're obviously scalping. You don't love the hobby. We're here for the hobbyists. That's what I'm all about, baby.
That's
what
awesome.
these places should be doing, but it's Target. A teenager working at Target doesn't give a
They don't care.
Scalpers
They
are
don't care.
pieces of shit. These guys are beating the shit out of each other in Costco over boxes of cards and taking it even further. You've got people buying these things by the pallet. They fill up hotel rooms, floor to ceiling with boxes, tins, whatever else they can get their gritty little hands on. And yes, I mean, Pokemon's for children. It is for children, so you should feel bad about that. Magic the Gathering's a little bit different. But even at the end of the day, dude, you shouldn't be doing this. Another big issue in trading cards is rarity chasing. This is way more prevalent in Pokemon, but it also happens in Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh! Everybody wants to be the big special boy with the big special card. The guy with the shiny piece of cardboard that nobody else has. Really, that was originally the whole point of card collecting. You wanted the coolest card at the playground. If you're not a card person, I have no idea why you're watching this video in the first place, but there's always 1 or 2 rare cards per pack that you open. And some of those rare cards are a lot rarer than the others. And people will pay far too much money for the special shiny big card boy. It's wild how much, like, I'm trying to think of a card recently that came out for Magic. I mean, the f***ing Miku card is worth a lot of money. If I had $1 for every time I saw a video of someone crying about a card they found in a pack, I could probably afford a couple more packs. But there's a reason why they're crying. It's because that card might put their kid through college. Chris, put up that video of that guy finding the one ring. Like, he's trembling, and that's the card he sold to Post Malone for $3 million. Like, that changed that person's life because he opened one Magic pack. You've also got weird ones like Mark Jackson basketball cards with the Menendez brothers just chilling behind them. It's only worth like 20 to 30 bucks, but it's worth money because those 2 fucking murderers are in the background. But you would not believe what kind of money people are paying for pieces of cardboard in this industry.
Insane.
And it's crazy because you're trading pieces of cardboard for pieces of paper to collect more cardboard to sell for more paper. It's all just f***ing paper. Actually, let's do another speed run through the most insane sales of cards, because these numbers make me borderline suicidal. I already talked about the One Ring, the Post Malone. Do you guys know that story? Post Malone's a big-time Magic the Gathering fan, and when the Lord of the Rings set came out in 2023 and included one single copy of this variant version of the One Ring, he basically put a bounty out for it. When some dude in Canada found it, Post bought it for $2.2 million. Good for him. That's how you should be spending your money if you're a rich person. And does that sound like a lot of money? Well, you'd be right, but we're just getting started. The other big card that everyone in Magic knows about is the Black Lotus. I don't really understand why it's so special. I kind of do. It's I think
totally
it's like
overpowered.
3 mana or something, 3 colorless
you get
mana,
3
or any
of
color.
any
I don't know.
color.
It's a way over OP
it's
card,
insane.
and it came out in the alpha pack, and it's in the unprintables, which is a list. I don't
They'll
think that's
never
the right name
reprint
for it, but it's a
it.
certain list of cards that they will never print again because people said don't print it because the value was going down. So it's super rare, and the most recent one sold for $3 million last year for a card. And you can't play with that card. I would be so afraid to use that card in tournament play. Logan Paul bought a mint condition Illustrator Pikachu in 2022 for, oh my god, $5.2 million. I don't know why when Post does it, I'm cool with it. When he does it, I'm not. That's bias right there. And sports cards are a whole different ball game. Travis, bad pun, dude. Travis wrote this script. Come on, man. Sick of you. Sports cards regularly go for over $4 million.
That's
and a 1952
crazy.
Mickey Mantle rookie card sold in 2022 for
14 or 15 million, maybe.
Chris, put in a drum roll. I'm gonna do a little something special here. $12.6 million.
Oh my gosh. Kind of close.
In the hills of Manhattan for that much money. There's no hills in Manhattan. That's ridiculous. What have we become as a species? I guess I was wrong though. People are still buying sports cards.
It's crazy.
Go show some love over at Target because no one's touching those things. So you can kind of see why this whole rare chasing thing makes sense. The thing that makes me so mad about the whole rip and shipping thing is that people think they're being so clever. Like they're gaming the system or something. You're buying scratch tickets, you dipshit. They've been doing this thing in Magic that's so shady, I just want to scream. They make these rare things that they know people are going to want, like the One Ring or the David Tennant Doctor Who card. It's always the branded shit. But regardless, they know you're going to chase after it, so they purposefully keep them out of the regular packs and only put them in the collector packs, which are conveniently 4 times the price. So if you want to get a chance at getting the big boy card, you got to spend $20 on a single pack, and I do it all the time. I love collector packs so much because almost all the cards are shiny, and it makes my little pea brain go doki doki. It's a scam. It's always been a scam. I'm getting bent over the barrel, but I did get the rare art Surveil land card from the Murders at Karlov Manor collector deck. So, I don't know. It was worth $20. Maybe I'll buy another one. But since there's millions of dollars
more
on
than
the line
$1
for these
a
big
card,
cards, scammers are out there working real hard. Honestly, harder than most of us. And that's the problem. Cards only go for that much money when they're graded. There's like 4 of these 3-letter companies that will take a look at your cards. And then they rate them on a scale from 1 to 10 in terms of their condition. And the condition doesn't have...
The condition is, because I know this from when I collected sports cards too, it's how centered the picture is. You have to have equal amount of the colored border on each side and the top and bottom. If it's like skewed at all because it was misprinted, it's either worth way less, or if it's considered unique and someone wants that, they'll even pay more. And then also the condition of every single side and corners.
Have to do with if you scratched it or not. There's some shit that you can't even decide, like how centered the printing is or shit like that. Like you don't decide what the grade of the card is, even
uneven.
If you use leather white gloves or whatever. But getting it graded is a hassle. You have to like ship your cards out to them and catch them at a convention, and I'm way too lazy for that crap. But if I think I'm gonna get $1 million for a card, do you think I'm gonna send that shit through the mail? Are you kidding me? I'm gonna trust that dip USPS? Absolutely not. But regardless, there's a lot of people out there making fake cards and fake grading them to make a profit. One fun example is Nationwide Sports and Pokemon. Two guys named Anthony Curcio and Losif, what the f is that last name, had a little scheme running where they made mid-graded cards look like they were high-graded and swindled a bunch of card shops and buyers out of money. They did around $2 million in damages to people while using the stupid fake names like Brendan Woolley and Joe I still can't say the last name. But they got arrested in 2024 and they're facing up to 20 years in jail. You guys. But these kinds of guys are out there all the time. Like, I think Logan Paul bought like a ton of fake Pokemon cards. Like, people see the ability to make a profit by selling you bullshit. And why wouldn't they? There's so many fake alpha Magic the Gathering packs out there. It's all crazy. And resealing is another huge issue. So an alpha pack, which means like the original packs of the original set of Magic the Gathering, are worth, I think, like $7,000 each, right? Which, if you don't know about this hobby, you're probably just gassed.
And at this point, how is there still packs of alpha out there at this point? I mean, I can see why maybe at one point someone said, oh, you know what, let's keep some of these. But it's not like there was a massive amount of those printed like there are now. Like, it's crazy that there's still some that are considered, you know, sealed. I would probably think that most of those are reseals, to be honest. Really, I would.
That's how it is. But people will open those, see if there's any good cards in there. If there are, they take them out and replace them with bad cards and then reseal it with like a factory resealer so you have no idea. It's crazy. And even just buying and selling cards like through the internet, like TCG Player, is a gamble. People will, like, if you sell a card, people will just say I never got it to like get a free card and get their money back. It's horseshit. Just don't mail your cards. Why would you ever mail your cards? The actual stores like Target are scamming you too. You ever see those special 3 boosters for 18 deals? Those are a scam. These secondhand retailers are taking packs with no chance of rares and putting them in a thing and trying to scam your grandma into buying you some dog shit because she doesn't know any better. $18 for 3 packs when normally you'd pay $3 for each pack. It's ridiculous. Target selling those is disgusting. Conclusion. I don't know what it is. I love it. I love this hobby, and it's just gambling, but you can also play a game with them. The game of Magic the Gathering is very fun, but it is gambling, so I don't know how to feel. I don't know why I buy the cards. I don't know why I go to the tournaments. I'm not even having a good time. I show up with a pre-con Gruul deck with the Barb, whatever the fucking raccoon's name is, and these guys across the table from me have an $800 commander deck that they built, and they're going for fucking EDCH or whatever the I can't stand it. And then I've wasted an entire day just for what? To be around a bunch of unshowered jerks that are a million times smarter than me for 20 minutes a pop. And then there's always new banned cards, and there's always a new format that I have to learn. Tournaments are always held in weird little speakeasies to keep the gatekeepers away and the pedophiles close. It's the most fun I've ever had in my life. Like, comment, and subscribe, and do all those things. Do videos every Saturday and every Wednesday. Check out Extra Talk, dude. Just do it. $4 a month. $4 a month, you get a new video every week. Every week you get an extra video. What are you doing? Just sitting there, and you get your name at the end of the video.
Wow, that's a lot of names.
At this point.
Holy moly, still going.
I'll just have to talk here for longer because you guys, it's too many names. It's too many names.
My hands
the cat's nowhere here, so
typing, folks.
I can't bring her into frame. But
I love that.
Thank you guys for watching. Have a great one.
That's awesome. Great video, Tug. I couldn't agree with you more about all of it. And that's exactly why I stopped collecting Magic the Gathering cards. I literally couldn't afford to do it anymore. And when I went to try to go play, it was a nightmare. But I had so much fun just playing with my friends when I was younger, playing that game. I still have very fond memories of that game. But yes, so link to the original video. Go give it a like. If you don't know who Big Tug is, go ahead and give him a follow or subscribe as well on YouTube. Great creator, love his videos. So with that, thanks a lot, YouTube. If you like what you saw here, go ahead and hit subscribe and like the video, and I will see you all later.